What's up, everybody? Paul Hickey here with your data-driven daily tip. Today, we're going to be talking about how to get the correct image embedded into your social media post from your WordPress blog. Basically, the goal that we're trying to achieve today is something like this. So when you make a Facebook post, for example, so here's a Facebook post for Marcus Whitney, facebook.com/Marcus Whitney. And you can see that I've embedded a link to this blog post, and you can see that it has this really nice thumbnail image. So that's what we're trying to achieve here. And then basically the exact same thing would happen on Twitter and on other social media platforms. So here's what it looks like on Twitter. And then the same thing would work on LinkedIn. So the ideal way to get this to happen with your WordPress website is when you make the post, you're going to want to set your featured image to the image that you want to show when you embed it in social media. So this is your featured image right here over on the right-hand side of your WordPress post. So it should pull from that spot. Now, if you're finding that when you embed your blog link into your Facebook post or your LinkedIn post or your Twitter post or whatever, it's pulling some other kind of image from the page that you don't want, in spite of the fact that you have your featured image in there, then I'm going to direct you to the next step, and then we're going to kind of explain, and we're going to take it all the way to the finish line in today's video, just to make sure that you have all bases covered for this issue. Use a plugin called Yoast SEO. It puts this Yoast SEO section on each page and post of your WordPress website. And so you can see here that you can not only put the search engine title and the meta description in that Google will see in a search result, but it also has a social tab. And if you click the social tab, it will allow you to put a title and a description for Facebook and Twitter. And LinkedIn will actually pull the exact same information here that you put. So, and then you can see here that it has an image. So you can put an image in here. And if you're wondering about the size, it should be 1200 by 630 pixels. So the first thing you want to try is setting your WordPress featured image, and you want to have it around 1200 by 630 pixels. Facebook size, YouTube size, those are going to work really well for the featured image. They're going to embed perfectly. They should embed perfectly when you post your link into your social media post. The Yoast SEO tab, SEO title, and meta description should follow the featured image into the embed in social media. The featured image, and then whatever I have as the search engine title and the meta description should go in. If you're using the featured image and the SEO title and the meta description from Yoast, and it's not looking like this for you, maybe there's some other weird image showing here. Maybe it's pulling in some other image from your theme somewhere else or from your blog post that's not the one that you want, and it doesn't look right. Then the next step you should take is you should fill out the social tab of Yoast SEO and put in a Facebook title, a Facebook description, and the image here. And you should also do it for Twitter. Now, a lot of times, like I was saying, it doesn't always work that well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to troubleshoot this. So on some WordPress websites, you may need to actually build a Facebook app. And so go into SEO, which is Yoast, and go into social and put in all of your social media usernames. And then what you're probably going to need to do is enable Open Graph Metadata, because essentially if what I just showed you isn't working for you, then it means that the Open Graph settings are not configured properly in your WordPress site for whatever reason. And so we need to fix them by doing the following. Going over to Facebook and clicking enable, make sure it's enabled for add open graph metadata. And then what we need to do is actually create a Facebook app. And so that should essentially fix the issue that you may be having where it may be pulling the wrong image. And so what adding this Facebook app does here is it fixes this open graph OG image tag and essentially tells your WordPress website where to pull that from. And so the way to do it is to make this happen is, so you go over here to developers.facebook.com and then my apps. And you can see I've created some for some other businesses. Click this create app. And then you're going to name it, and it's going to give you an app ID. I'm just going to call this one test. It's going to give you an app ID. Once you're in, it's going to give you this app ID right here, and it's going to say in development. Now to make it go live, you're going to have to just fill out a couple different settings. It'll tell you have to provide a valid privacy policy URL in order to take your app live. Go to basic settings and make sure it's valid. So you'll go over to basic settings, and this is where you're going to have to put in like a privacy policy URL for your website, and then choose a category, choose a business category. And then you don't even really need to fill out any of this other information, but you do need to save changes. It'll allow you to take your app that you're creating live, and then you take this app ID number and paste it into the back end of your WordPress website right here. And then, like I said, once the cache on your website has cleared, this should fix the issue that you're having. And anytime moving forward, when you have a featured image in any of your pages or your blog, so for example, I'll take you to one of my blog posts here, you can see that I'm not even using the Yoast social settings anymore now that the OG image tag is working on, all of the WordPress websites that I manage. But if I go to my featured image for this post, I should be able to make any blog post or page have any featured image that I want. And then when I re-embed that into social media, it should pull the featured image here, how I decided to run my business and life during the COVID-19 pandemic, and my meta description and search engine title, and it should pull it in. So if I wanted to just test how this looks on Facebook, you'll see right here, I actually don't have a Facebook app ID on mine, but it still looks the way that I want it to look. So it works, but I have a Facebook app ID on others that I had to fix. So that's the difference. And then see how it's going to look on LinkedIn. So I know this has actually become a big issue for a lot of people, and that's why I decided to create a data-driven daily tip out of it. Thank you so much for watching the data-driven daily tip. I hope this can be of use to you. If you have any questions or want to do business with me, please feel free to email me at paul@datadriven.design. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.